Running is one foot in front of the other. Trail running is that same thing on trail.
For the most part, all of the trail running creators that I have studied during this YouTube Taught Me Trail Running series have said very similar things. They've all said, start where you are. If you've never been a trail runner before, start with what you have. See if you really like it. Start on easy trails. Start where you are familiar. And then, as your love of trail running improves, as your skills improve on the more technical trails, then you can kind of start to add gear. You can build your collection, and you can slowly but surely work your way up to more difficult terrain and more tricky trails. But start where you are. And don't overcomplicate it with a bunch of stuff. So with that in mind, I have compiled a list of the top 10 gear items for your kit to slowly begin to add as you want to become a more proficient trail runner specifically.
Trail running starts with your feet. That's where the contact with the ground is made. So you need to focus on great trail shoes that are built for grip, protection, and stability on uneven ground. You don't need the priciest pair, just comfort, traction, and durability. When choosing socks for the trail, go for ankle or crew height. They'll help keep pebbles, sticks, and dust from creeping in. Choose moisture wicking material like merino wool or synthetic blends that help breathe and prevent blisters. The right socks make the difference between finishing strong and hobbling back to the car. It's one of those little details that you don't really appreciate until you get it wrong. The longer the trail, the more self-sufficient you need to be. A belt, vest, or light pack let you carry your essentials without breaking stride. Running vests keep weight centered and stable. Belts work great for shorter runs. A few gels, keys, maybe a water flask. Think of this gear as your portable base camp, just enough to keep you fueled, hydrated, and safe without feeling weighed down. Hydration really is the difference between adventure and exhaustion. On the trail, water sources aren't guaranteed, so plan for your distance. Think of it as your trail insurance. You might not need every sip, but you'll be grateful when you have it. As for fuel, go with what you can actually eat while moving. Chews, gels, and other easy to carry and digestible snacks work great out on the trails. Trail running isn't always pretty. It means bumps and bruises and slips and falls. A small first aid kit should always come along. Band-aids, antiseptic wipes, blister pads, a small roll of tape. You won't need it often, but when you do, it turns a bad day into a story instead of an emergency. And the further you go, the more you'll need navigation. Phones are great, but batteries die. A GPS watch helps track time and distance, and a battery pack keeps all these devices alive. A paper map and compass back it all up. When you're out of service, old school tools are peace of mind in your pocket. A whistle's sharp sound cuts through distance when your voice can't. It's something you hope you'll never use, but it's one of the most reassuring things you can have on your pack. Trails don't come with streetlights. Whether it's an early start or a late finish, a bright rechargeable headlamp keeps you confident and visible. Weather changes fast outside, and a lightweight waterproof shell keeps you warm, dry, and protected from the weather. Look for breathable fabric with sealed seams, and then pack it so it's easy to reach, not completely buried. The simplest piece of gear might also be the smartest. A buff can do it all: sun protection, sweat rag, dust mask, neck warmer, and even an emergency bandage. It weighs nothing, costs little, and somehow ends up being the most used item in your kit.
I'm not even sure you're a trail runner if you're not wearing a buff.
YouTube can teach you a lot of things, but effort comes with practice, and it comes with getting uncomfortable. You can't learn effort by not putting any out. It comes from putting yourself in situations that challenge you, that make you a little bit uncomfortable, that make you a little bit uneasy, that you don't really know how it's all gonna work out, but you hope it does. And whether it works out exactly the way you think it's going to, or a little bit differently, one way or the other, you learn the lessons that you were meant to learn.
My advice to starting running is really simple. Turn up at wherever it is, have a look around, breathe it in, go for a walk, and at some point in the walk you'll feel a little bounce of energy, and run. And after a while everything will start to hurt, and you stop, and you walk, and you admire the view, and once you feel good again, you run a little further, and you just rinse and you repeat, and gradually you extend the time that you're running, and before you know it, you'll be running for miles.
My first introduction to trails was actually during a Spartan race, of all things. So I trained on gravelly paths, so to speak, but I never really ran a trail. And I don't really know what I was thinking there. I was strong enough for the race. I had endurance for the race. I did great, and I had an amazing time. But there was something about the fact that it was actually a trail race, very much so, like this kind of path, that caught me by surprise. But I fell in love with it. I didn't necessarily want to do a lot more obstacle races, but I wanted more of this. I wanted more of this trail. This is what excited me so much about that Spartan race. And so that's when I kind of got the bug. That's when I started wanting to do more. So the next thing I did was I signed up for another trail race. Strictly a trail race. About a year later, no more trails between those. A little bit more hiking. Definitely did more hiking. But it was only after that second trail race that I decided this is something I really wanted to learn more about.
So listen to your breath. If you're gasping for air, probably means that you need to slow down a little bit.
The joy of trail running is that you can stop and enjoy the views, because that's literally why you're there.
That's Glenara Forest Park in Northern Ireland, up in the Glens of Antrim, and this is one of the reasons I started trail running.
So much up and down. So many pretty sights to see. So much exploring to do. So close to home, no matter where you are. It's gorgeous here. It's just gorgeous.
When it comes to trails, start off on a nice, easy, gentle trail, and if you've got that option, gradually try to build them up as your skills improve.
There's all kinds of terrain out here, and that really is something I am absolutely loving about trail running. It truly is. Like, you see the same stuff. Make no mistake, you see the same stuff when you're hiking, right? Because really, trail running and hiking utilize very much the same kind of terrain and environment, right? The same kind of trails. But when you're strictly going out for a hike, you're quite literally just thinking about walking. You're not thinking about running at all. You're not thinking about jogging. You're thinking about navigating the terrain. I love hiking. It's a great thing. But when you're looking at a trail, thinking about running parts of it, that terrain looks a lot different. The same terrain looks so much different from the eyes of trail running versus hiking. And I absolutely love it. I love it. And I also love how strong my muscles get when I'm out on a trail run. It's exciting. It's challenging. My legs get pumped like with a weight workout, like if I had trained legs in the gym, but I get to be outside. It's incredible. It's an incredible feeling to do outdoor exercise and get indoor results.
Plus, I think trails build up your strength and endurance that will benefit you across all kinds of running.
Used to running for a long time.
I think some good mental strategies to push through fatigue are breaking the run into smaller sections, whether that's thinking, I just need to get to that tree.
It's 80 something degrees in Texas. And so even though it's November, it still feels good to get outside and break a sweat. I feel like this trail has really given me a solid effort. Lots of up and downs, lots of hills, lots of rocks, lots of challenge. This has probably been the most challenging trail I've tried to run so far, and it's so satisfying. And also the fact that I've hardly caught my breath this entire time says a lot. It's challenging, my legs are pumped, I'm sweating. Life is very good. So, it decided to become a rainy day today, which, you know what, I can't complain. It feels great, it's good practice, and the trails are much less crowded. It's a win-win. It is so windy here right now, but out on the trails, I'm protected by the trees, and I hardly feel it. So, here we are, exploring the trails, coming out at dawn, and just having a wonderful, challenging runish. And really figuring out, thanks to YouTube, what trail running really is all about and what it takes to be safe on the trails, what it takes to be good at it, what it takes to have fun with it. And what you need to make it all work. And I'm loving it.
Everything fucking hurts now.
YouTube can teach you just about anything, but effort, that's something you have to learn for yourself.